In the beginning, there was chaos. It wasn't disorder as we know it today. It was more of an emptiness. And from chaos came Gaia. Gaia, the earth, gave birth to Uranus, the sky, by herself. And with Uranus she had many children, but Uranus would not let them out of her womb. So Gaia made a plan with Kronos, one of her unborn children. As Gaia laid with Uranus at night, he grabbed his father and castrated him with a stone sickle, throwing the severed genitals into the ocean. Kronos became the next ruler and married his sister Rhea. The Titans under his rule had many children, but both his mother and his father had prophesied that one of his sons would overthrow him. So Kronos swallowed each of his children as they were born. His wife Rhea did not like how he treated the children, so she hid her sixth child Zeus. Then when Zeus was older, he was accepted by his father. Then he gave him a drink so he would vomit up the 5 other children. This generation is known as the Olympians. Zeus later overthrew the Titans and became the god of the gods. Greek mythology as we know it is believed to be assembled by the author Homer, bringing structure to the myths at the time. The gods resembled humans, having a life of their own. The gods were not always good. They would have affairs and engage in other activities that would be considered unjust. The people of Greece did everything they could to please the gods. They built statues made out of gold and ivory to the gods. They even built things to unknown gods, in case they did not know about a god. Once every 4 years, they would have an athletic event to honor the gods. This competition was called the Olympics. Only males were allowed into the competition, and only males were allowed to observe. Women were not regarded very highly in Greek culture. This was reflected in the Greek myths. They were considered more of an evil beauty. They felt as if women were just consumers of the men's labor. One major story that demonstrates their dislike of women is the story of Pandora's box. In the myth, Pandora opens the box and lets all the pain and suffering in the world out. In the Greek religion, there was an afterlife. When someone died, they would have a ceremony to remember them. They were often cremated, buried, and had a tombstone. No people would go to heaven. That was reserved for the gods only. They were often buried with a coin or two. It was believed to be needed to get across the river of hatred. Once they crossed the river of hatred, they would be greeted by a 3-headed dog that would let them through the house of Hades if they were dead, but if they were alive, they would be eaten alive. Once in the house of Hades, they would suffer an eternity of empty dreams.